Learning new stuff is not easy. When you start something new, you have to admit to yourself that you are a complete beginner. You have no experience or minimal experience in whatever you're trying to do, and if you look at the experts and the pros that will inevitably be there, you're gonna kinda look a little bit foolish. And I use the word foolish because this is what we think in our heads, this is what we feel like, so therefore, that's what we assume that we must look like to other people, and maybe we do sometimes. I'm talking about this particularly because I'm learning languages right now, and this is something that a lot of people get really, really nervous about. It's really quite terrifying, actually, to try and communicate, to try and make an effort when it comes to speaking a different language. And this can apply to anything. This has applied to me in the past, trying sort of a little bit to learn how to dance, or trying even a new makeup look. Sometimes that kind of can be disastrous. But if we're constantly worrying about how we look, how foolish we look, how idiotic we must seem to the people around us, especially the people who might actually know how to do this thing better than us, then we're never gonna get past that point. We are always going to be in that foolish stage, that beginner stage. And this is me in dancing because I gave up, because it's not something that I'm really passionate about. But if, of course, you're passionate about dancing, you shouldn't be like me and give it up. I've just accepted the fact that I'm going to be clumsy and uncoordinated for like all of my life. But with languages, that's something that I'm actually really passionate about, and I refuse to let myself get into this habit of thinking I must look like an idiot. Because let me tell you, if you're learning a new language, or you're trying to learn how to dance, or you're trying to learn how to paint, or you're trying to change your major to something that's maybe 10 times harder than what you started with, then you are not an idiot. You're trying to do something that a lot of people never dare to do in their adult life. If you're trying to learn a new language like I am, then you are trying to get all of your thoughts and feelings that you have grown up your entire life putting in a certain language, and you're trying to squeeze them into this new limited vocabulary and knowledge. That's tough. I think why this might be so challenging for us as adults is because we grow up as kids and we're put in this world where we're constantly learning. We're constantly confused. We never know what's going on around us, fully anyway. Adults are using words we've never heard. Things are happening around us. It's go here, do this. And we are always confused, and that's okay when you're 2, or you're 5, or you're 8. If you make a mistake, if you say something silly, if you do something wrong, you're not very good at something, people look at you and say, oh, she's so cute, oh, he's so adorable. And it doesn't matter. We learn it's okay to make mistakes because we are constantly making them. But by the time we get to be an adult, your teen years, your 20s, your 30s, there's expectations about how good you should be. And we're expected to be professionals. And ideally, we're really good at something. For example, I've studied English. I feel like I have a really good grasp, more than just a native speaker grasp, but I actually really understand the language. I've read a lot of literature. I'm an expert, sorta, in that. I'd like to think so after a master's degree. But I'm not an expert in so many other things, dancing, for example, and I shouldn't expect myself to be. But I feel silly, for example, when I try to dance, because there are people who have danced since they were little, and they are experts at my age or younger than me, and I look like a weird flailing monkey next to them. And there's also the fact that some people, by the time they get to their adult life, stop trying to learn new things, which is really sad when you think about it. Your life's not over when you hit your 20s. You are never done learning. There's always something new you can do. And among all of those wonderful things that you can learn, you can't always be a pro, especially not when you first start doing it. You're gonna feel a little silly. You're gonna be kind of bad. So basically, what I'm trying to say with all of this is don't be afraid to look like an idiot. And once again, I did not drink my coffee.